From what I saw, only one person has what it takes to do this. Everybody else seemed, you know what? Casey was okay. She was okay. That's it.
Okay.
You know, like it was boring. It was boring. But Meg, to make that interview about finishing moves.
Like about just like one thing for 5 minutes, like one thing.
It went on for so long that it was almost like a sketch comedy gag to me. Yeah. That I was like, is she for real right now? This is still happening?
Yeah. I think Meg's finishing move was that interview for her. She camel clutched herself.
The fact that you have time to prepare for an interview that is only a few minutes long, and that's the best they can come up with, that was actually, let's be honest here, that was overall painful.
I thought for sure the one dude that I was arguing about Vince McMahon in the WWE, I thought for sure Austin would be the star in this challenge, and he was terrible.
I can't believe he went in there and did that poorly in that interview. My mind is blown. He just pulled a Rick, as far as I'm concerned. Even more so,
as in pulled a Rick, like he's on the chopping block to go home today?
Well, that for me, definitely that's a factor, but the fact that this was his challenge to win.
Yeah.
And he blew it.
Badly.
Sean, that was the worst performance in this challenge.
It was the worst?
It was, yeah, it was,
sure.
it was painful. It was painful. It was like, please.
But I will give Sean one. I don't know if his and Austin's were both terrible.
And listen, Austin was no Mike Wallace.
But Sean did, you know, he did have a little bit of a banter about baseball. It's like he did ask one question that wasn't on the same wrestling, Make-A-Wish.
It was by default though.
No, he said, hey, you're from Boston. How, you know, are you a Red Sox fan? Which is a nice casual question to throw at him. And he's like, no, I'm a Rays fan. He's like, oh, and then they had a little bit of a, you know, Cena threw in the thing about the Blue Jays, and then
there was no back. There was no because Cena but Cena threw the thing about the Blue Jays, and then he just kind of back to wrestling, which I thought that was the turning point in the interview. If he had gone with that, he would have got right back in it. That's the thing that boggles my mind. But I just can't get over Austin's performance. I can't get past it. And I would be lying if I said that he appeared to have a sense of cockiness when Meg was doing her challenge that really bothered me. It bothered me that he was in there ripping her apart after he had just done a horrible job himself. Like, stay humble. That was weak.
Yeah,
that was weak to me, man. Be a man.
I don't feel as strongly about that. It's a competition. I mean, you want to see the other people crash and burn. And if he just can't help, like a kid, he's like watching someone like, oh, I can't believe she didn't say X, Y, and Z. I mean, that's
But this is a guy who was out there talking about plastic dumbbell sets. Like, it's not like he came out and smashed it.
I know. But to him, like
that's his thing.
I know, but
to
him, her talking about a finishing move seems so elementary to Austin.
I've just been in the room where that sideshow's been going on, so I can sympathize with Meg in that. That's Bush League. That's Bush League.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really don't know right now.
Yeah.
Can I decide down there?
No,
of course you can. No, you can decide down there. We don't have to decide anything here. At this point in the competition, it's very rare that we're going to actually come up with a definitive decision. And I'd rather we didn't, because I'd rather reserve the right to see what they say down there.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cue. Ready to.
Hello, guys.
Take.
Good to see you again. Welcome to your latest elimination. One of you is about to leave this competition. In your latest challenge, we asked you to conduct an interview via satellite with Gillette spokesperson and WWE superstar John Cena. Greg, who of the 5 stood out the most to you?
Of these 5 in this challenge, to me, it was very clear who stood out. And that was Brent. Brent, your sense of humor and your wit, it's really starting to shine through. We're really starting to get to know your personality. And you clearly win this challenge.
Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. There is another reward coming your way. You'll find out more about that a little later on. You're safe. You're into the final 4. Nice job. Head to the pen.
Thank you. Ready to. Take. what Scotty do is swing a little bit, 5, get back a bit.
So,
Good shot,
Brent
Scotty.
wins the challenge. To be fair, he impressed a lot of people with his performance. And the man he impressed the most was John Cena himself. Greg, what did Mr. Cena think of the rest of them?
Well, if you think our criticism has been harsh at times, let's put it this way. John Cena was not overly impressed with any one of your interviews. Sean.
Yep.
It was rough.
It was embarrassing. It was. Yeah.
What happened?
The biggest thing was that it was like for that 5 minutes, I could not say Gillette Fusion Pro Glide. It just would not come off the tongue. And once I said it wrong, I know I lost all credibility with him.
Austin, this was a challenge that you had to feel you would win going into it.
I felt very good with my wrestling knowledge and about John Cena himself and about coming up with questions that would engage the fans, yes.
What was your preparation? How did you come in prepared? What was your plan of attack? Because I didn't feel like there was one. It was almost as though the producers came out 5 minutes before that interview, said, Austin, you're interviewing John Cena. Go in there and do it.
Well, okay, I guess that's how it came off. Sort of came off that way.
John was not impressed with your preparation either.
Okay.
Casey, how would you best describe the interview that you conducted with John Cena?
Yeah, like I came out of there thinking I thought I did a pretty decent job, but it's hard to tell at this point for me. I never know whether or not I rocked it or I bombed it.
You didn't rock it, but it wasn't...
It wasn't a bomb?
It wasn't a bomb. And in this challenge, not a bomb is enough to keep you out of the final 3 this week.
Thank you so much.
Austin, Sean, Meg, step forward, please.
Before the break,
Tell me about...
This is how the interview ended. Fired again.
Who has the hardest submission maneuver then?
Oh, it's got to be me.
only one person has what it takes to do this.
All right, here is where we stand. Brent, Casey, into the final 4. 2 spots remain. One of you is about to go home. Meg, 3rd time in the bottom 3, more than anyone else who's left in this competition right now. Greg, are you surprised to see her in this spot?
Well, not based on the work you did in the challenge. No, I think you deserve to be exactly where you are right now. I think all 3 of you deserve to be exactly where you are right now. And Meg, you know, over 500,000 people watch Raw every week on The Score. If I would have asked any one of those people to come up with a few questions for John Cena, I'm not sure how many of them would be asking about his finishing move. What made you decide to do an entire interview with John Cena on finishing moves?
Well, I did know that I went too long on the finishing moves, but I thought 3 minutes, that could be 3 questions, right? Because usually John Cena is more of an animated character and he can go on for a long time. So I figured I wanted it to be a little bit more relaxed, and I just wanted to see his opinion on kind of just like the entertainment value of it instead of how wrestling is a sport. Just more the fact of how do you make it exciting for the fans?
Okay, we're at the point now where we have to make a decision. And there's a reason to send each and every one of you home this week. There is. There is something that I want to ask you about. Austin.
Yes.
When Meg was conducting her interview, you were jumping up and down. You were getting all animated. What was going on?
I had so much I was quite frustrated with it. As a wrestling fan, I would have had to have tuned out of that interview. Really based on, I know what his finishing move is. I know about finishing moves. And she's like, well, which one's the most effective finishing move? Everybody knows that wrestling is staged. It was really stuff that every single wrestling fan already knows. And to me, the other thing was she brought up Stone Cold Steve Austin and Stone Cold Stunner, and it seemed like she was trying to get across that she knew about Stone Cold Steve Austin.
But can't you think that? Can't you sit back and think, oh, you know what? I don't like this line of questioning. I thought I was bothered by it because I thought it was disrespectful.
If I was Meg there, I would have been pissed.
Were you?
Oh, absolutely, because I didn't know what was going on, but I could see it out of the corner of my eye, and I'm like, is there a caged gorilla in there? Like, what is going on? So I asked him about it after, and I just said, you know what, that's cheap, man. Like, I could see you.
As a wrestling fan and someone just who was watching that interview, it was...
You're in the bottom 3, though, too, right now.
I understand that. I'm just saying that just emotionally is someone who's invested in the sport, in wrestling. It was painful to watch for me. I don't want to.
I'm going to tell you something.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to be brutally honest.
Yes, please.
Your interview was painful to watch too.
Okay.
And no, you had nobody jumping up and down in the bullpen. You can't show that sort of outward disrespect to somebody. You can't. Anyway, it's coming down to crunch time. So I want to ask you guys for your opinion. After what you've seen, what you've heard, what do you think?
Well, Austin, I would have sent you home last week, and this challenge being wrestling, which is in your wheelhouse, you should have hit a home run in like the third deck, and like you hit a ground ball and you grounded out.
I'm really on the fence with this one. I mean, when it came down to Rick last time, it was his one to win, much like this challenge was yours to win, Austin, and you didn't. I mean, I know, Meg, this is your third time in the bottom, but I gotta go Austin.
Austin, all things being equal, you guys could all go home today. What I saw from you in the bullpen was alarming. And I was your biggest fan, Austin, and I hate to say this, but I have to. You won't be drafted.
That's okay.
Austin, again, I want to thank you for your time and energy, but it's not going to work out this season. Time for you to go.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, everyone. I'd like to wish everyone luck, guys. Brittany, Casey, Sean. All right. Good luck. Good luck. What a journey, you guys. Thank you very much for the opportunity, and I wish everybody luck. Thanks for your help.
You too, Austin. Good luck to you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks a lot.
All right.
That was rough. There is a bright side to this. You're through to the Final Four. Sean, Meg, go join the others in the pen.
Thanks, guys.
Next time on Gillette Drafted.
Spent like 15 minutes trying to find a cab, and I'm like literally running all over the place. Jerks.
I was super nervous going into this challenge because I've never done something like this before.
There's not a lot of time. I mean, it's in the afternoon now, and we got to get this thing wrapped up really soon.
There's only 4 of us left, so there's no room for error on this, and we really need to impress Gillette, and we really need to beat those boys.
With Austin eliminated from the competition, we're down to the Final Four.
In 5, 4,
and
3,
it's girls
2,
against
1.
boys.
I like guys against the girls. We'll show who knows men better.
Who will shine and who will fall?
I brought a friend. His name's Chris Cosmopoulos.
On paper, this looks like a very simple decision, but something's going to happen tonight that changes the way this whole thing is going to unfold.
As the Final Four fight for a chance to be Canada's next sportscaster.
No, I need your help in here. Do you really? I don't know. I'm an idiot with this stuff.
Then I can shut this down?
Yeah, I don't care.
Are you sure?
No, I didn't think so.
This is Gillette Drafted 2.
I'll go sit at the computer and pretend I know what I'm doing.
I felt like I learned a lot about the broadcasting industry, and I want to put that now together with my personality, and hopefully you'll see me down the line.
I'm going to miss you.
I'm going to miss you guys too,
man. You brought it to the table all the time with a smile, with intensity. Austin Spencer, your last words to the Score viewers. Take this thing.
Thanks a lot, Hardcore Nation, and be sure to stay...